And we're live.
Woo.
So today we are talking about Gathertown etiquette. We talked a little bit about Zoom and Slack etiquette before, but recently we've been spending more and more time here on Gathertown, and it kind of has its own unique needs when it comes to etiquette with navigating a virtual office. So, where do we want to start?
I can start.
Go for it.
I think one of the big things that I've noticed is like you shouldn't run your little character around like in and out of rooms where people are having meetings just kind of for fun or just on accident, just because then it gets a little bit distracting because they're not sure if you're like trying to join the meeting and then they're like, wait, did you need something? And then they go follow you. Yeah. So just not, I guess, just running around aimlessly into people.
Yeah, much like real life, you don't just want to be like walking in circles around a room because it's going to distract people in the meeting.
Yeah. Yep. In real life, you'd never like run into a conference room and run back out immediately.
Yeah, like that's happening here.
Yeah.
Or the other thing that's weird is if you're passing someone in like a virtual hallway, because there's hallways between the different little meeting rooms, and you just hear like half of a sentence that's clearly part of a larger conversation, but with no context. And you're like,
yes.
Was I supposed to be involved in that conversation? Was I supposed to not hear that? I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, I think also like respecting the designated areas helps things stay organized. Like we're in the growth room, so we're talking about growth related stuff. If we want to talk about ops, we'll move over to the ops room. Chris and I, whenever we're just like idea generating, we go to the water coolers because like we jokingly, it's like that's when you're at a real office, you go over to the water cooler just to like shoot the breeze with someone. So like we'll literally stand by the virtual water cooler. Then there's the game room, which is like just good for relaxing. And then the desks obviously are good for heads down.
Yeah, I think something that I've definitely noticed developing as a type of etiquette is the understanding that if someone else is using a space, like whoever's there first has dibs. So like sometimes when we're doing a meeting, we'll break off into little groups to work on projects. And sometimes we'll start down and be like, oh, we'll go by the bean bags. And then you go down to these little virtual bean bags we have and someone else is already there. So you go, oh, never mind. We'll go to this desk or we'll go to the water cooler or we'll go to, you know, some other area of the office because you don't want to be talking over each other. Kind of the same way I think, Connor, you were talking about. You would never do that in a real office. You'd never be like, well, it's my meeting room now. I found it.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
Yeah.
If someone
it's like, and there's also no designated like workspace. Like you can't, it's not like, oh, you're at my desk.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, they're all actually, if we want to run up real quick, we can kind of show them the desk setup.
Are we following? I'll follow you, Sarah. I'll turn follow on.
All right. So this is what our desk setups look like. There are several little sort of groups of four like this, where if you hop into the next group of four, usually you can't necessarily hear or talk to people who are back in the original group.
Quinn, if you click on Sarah's name and click follow and just don't touch your keyboard,
it'll follow them, right?
Yeah, that's another thing, I guess. If you want to just follow someone around, you can click on their name and then click follow.
Yeah, here, one of you run away and I'll show it.
I'll run away.
All right. So then all I have to do is click on Quinn's name and then click this follow button. And then away we go. Into the break room.
I'm hiding.
Which is super great because that way, you know, if you're trying to get a hold of someone, then you can just follow them. And you don't have to worry about like, oh, where are they? I've got to locate. And you got to follow the line and all of that. It's just all automated, which is a new update. I think they just implemented last week. So it's been really fun to play with. Any other Gathertown etiquette?
I'd say it's pretty much just go off of what you do in person. Yeah. Like if someone's sitting at a desk that only has one chair, they probably don't want to collaborate. But if they're sitting at like a conference room table, it's a little bit more open to like collaborate or go ask them a question. Like take the same kind of cues you take in person.
Yeah, it's very intuitive to a normal office space. So it feels like when you hop into it for the first time, you kind of already understand what's appropriate.
Yeah. I will say the one thing that you don't need to worry about in real life that I think is important Gathertown etiquette is if you are not actively engaging in a conversation to mute yourself, because you can hear breathing super loud.
Yeah.
Especially when it's cold and flu season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So muting yourself is definitely a good call, kind of like on Zoom. Like if you're not talking, may as well just hit that little mute button. Not have to worry about it.
Yeah, I think, you just not having to hear the typing is really important.
Yeah.
Yes. Obnoxiously loud typer over here. Definitely try to mute myself before I start typing.
Yeah, I think that's really important. Yeah. I mean, it's a really good system like this Gathertown. It's great for virtual spaces.
All right, cool. Well, thank you for joining us, everybody. We look forward to seeing you again here on Facebook Live soon, and we'll talk to you next week.
See ya.
See ya.